Good morning, I'm Robert Killen, Director of the Lane Small Business Development Center, and this video is about the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. Now, I'm not going to cover the up to $10,000 loan advance or grant. That will be in a separate video. In this video, I want to cover the underlying loan and loan application, because many people are simply moving forward for those grant funds, but they're not recognizing what the actual full application is for. So the Economic Injury Disaster Loan is a new type of loan that is part of a very long-standing program. The SBA has managed a disaster loan program for decades, but historically, disasters have been in very specific geographic locations because it's an earthquake or a hurricane or a tornado, and the loans have almost always had physical damage as a part of the program. So a hurricane comes through, it damages a building, it damages equipment, and these disaster loans were designed to help a business rebuild, re-outfit so that they can get back up and running. In this case, we've got something entirely different. This disaster is entirely economic in nature. This isn't impacting buildings or equipment. It is impacting the ability of people to go out and spend. That's it. It's entirely economic. And that's why they actually had to build a new name for this. The Economic Injury Disaster Loan is brand new. Now, businesses have been able to apply for this since they're in the early weeks, so 4 or 5 weeks ago. Specific areas were getting approved as disaster eligible, and then they came out about 2 weeks ago with a blanket statement saying the entire nation is now eligible. So the application has been available for everyone for about 2 weeks, but the first week it changed several times. The new application is 5 internet pages, 5 online pages. It's fairly simple to get through, and it's held up for the last week. So I'm confident that this new application will be able to maintain the volume needs as this progresses. So here's what the loan looks like. The only thing we know for certain about this loan is that the rate is going to be 3.75% for a business, 2.75% for a nonprofit. Beyond that, everything is determined on a case-by-case basis. The length of this loan is up to 30 years, but I certainly wouldn't expect that any economic injury loan is going to be that long. I would expect it to be 2 years or 5 years or maybe 10 for a very big, complicated business, but I would expect it to be shorter term. In addition, the amount is determined on a case-by-case basis. It's going to be determined by your historical results and how much this disaster is impacting you. It's also going to be determined by your ability to be repaid. So if you have excellent credit and a relatively small loan amount, you might get an approval fairly quickly. If your business is larger, if your business is more complicated, if your credit is not stellar, then the SBA a loan officer will reach out and they're going to be asking for more information. They're going to ask for tax returns. They're going to ask for more info. In fact, even if you have a fairly quick approval, you will likely be required to get them more information. So do expect that. If you have the ability to put together all your basic information at this point in a package, do so. So you'll be ready to go when they call. I do have a little bit of concern about timing with all of this. Historically, it's taken about a month to get from funding or from application to funding, but we've never had a situation like this where every business is eligible. Every business can apply. So it's a huge volume problem. Additionally, I'm concerned about the number of businesses who have applied simply to access that grant, that loan advance portion, and have no intention of taking a full loan. If that's the case, unfortunately, there isn't a place on the application that says, I only want the grant. And so every application is going to get reviewed even when it's just not in the cards for the business. So that concerns me. It's going to push the timing on this. Again, historically, it's taken about a month Now, the SBA has surprised me with their ability to turn around guidance, with their ability to create new online applications. They've done those things overnight, and so maybe they'll surprise me with their ability to manage the volume and turn around these loan applications quickly. But I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting a month would be a huge win. It may take significantly longer. So that is the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program in a nutshell. If you have any additional questions, you can find me through the website at lanesbdc.com, or you can email me at killenr, that's KILLENR, at lanecc.edu. Be well.